Now that we're talking, oh, welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Um, AI
Mm,
intros. I'm Brittany. I'm a private practice owner, mental health therapist, author, researcher, friend, lover, mama, all of the above,
right.
community maker, healer, all things in Florida. And welcome to my corner of the internet. This is my best friend.
Hello.
If you can guess her African country origin, you can win a $500 gift card.
You lying.
I'm gonna do it.
500? That was very
$500 gift
audacious
card.
of you.
Because they're not.
There is going to be someone that sees my forehead and they're like, oh wow, I know exactly where she's from.
Every time they see the forehead, they always think that one place.
I've had people guess it. I've had maybe 2 people in my lifetime guess it like on this.
You're around more cultured people.
You're also on the internet.
There's cultured people here too.
You might be in a corner, but you're also projecting to the world. So at any point, some random that is geographically inclined might be like,
that's my home country too.
Yeah. Yeah. But again,
$200 gift card.
Now that we could rationale to it, since I am putting this out to the world.
$200. You can guess. Johanna, you want to give the people an intro?
My name is Johanna. I am a therapist. I speak. I do all kinds of things, but most importantly, I am human, and I like to use that as a way of relating to people and allowing them to relate to themselves. So,
meow. When Johanna, before she came into town, we talked about these series of videos. A friend of hers had literally had this manifestation of a dream that broke down this. And of course, at the time, we had planned and kind of talked about this before she even had the dream of it. Yeah. So that was like my calling to say this has to happen. So y'all are just witnessing it happen. Yep. And we have these talks all the time. We FaceTime every couple weeks. We talk on the phone.
We do. And it has to be very intentional too.
Last night, 3 hours worth of yapping. About a whole bunch. And that's the stuff that I wouldn't say on the internet fully all the way.
Well, that makes one of us, I suppose. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely would. There's a level of safety that I can say certain things for sure. Absolutely.
You were starting by telling me something about the AI, how I can do the videos and da-da-da-da. But let's talk AI and therapy, healing. I'll leave it there.
So my stance is I am not well versed in all things impact of AI. I know there's a lot of, it's touchy and taboo as far as talking about AI. I think that it serves a purpose currently as far as allowing people to make sense of things without having the immediacy of a person. But under no circumstance would I ever say that or promote the idea that AI would replace therapists. I think that's usually under where it concerns me. AI replacing me? Absolutely not. Child, bye. Nothing beats a human connection. I will tell people are starved for human connection.
Can AI take the place of some therapists? Could AI take the place of some of those jobs? Maybe not you, Johanna, but
sure. There's potential. I think that is a possibility that exists. I don't know how quickly we're going to find ourselves in that position, especially given therapy is so humanistic in that way. I think first of all, it makes my life a lot easier as far as doing notes and kind of the back end of things. So admin maybe, or kind of one of those back end pieces to the industry of therapy, if you will. But I think as a whole and as a collective of therapists, sure, if somebody wanted to relinquish themselves of therapy and an AI bot, whatever you want to call it, again, excuse my ignorance, wanted to come in and do therapy, I'm sure, because it does a lot of reflective work. But there's also that bias. There's also having to fact check all of those things, and I know they are working them out. But I don't think it's such a threat to the system of therapy in a way of more of it being supportive. But that's me. I'm not. I'm very confident in the skills I possess. If it were me versus bot sitting in the chair, please try me.
Right.
You can ask a question. But again, there is nothing that beats being able to talk to somebody in person. Even us here now. I'm going to be so mad when I get back on that plane because I know I'm going to see you on FaceTime. Yeah, that's helpful, but there is nothing like being in your presence, right? There is nothing
Right.
like feeling that human connection. You can't duplicate that through technology. And that's what's so beautiful about being human is that you cannot, in fact, manufacture connection in that way. You can allude to it, you can provide some level of clarity,
Right.
right? You can make
Right.
sense of the world, but to say that me sitting in front of you is more helpful, more beneficial, or less, I should say, rather, than being with a bot, I think that would just, again, the humanity piece of it is what makes therapy so beautiful and so special as a way of healing. And so I'm not intimidated by it in the least bit. I think once it becomes more concerning, if that's the direction it goes in, sure, we can have that conversation. But I think for now, if I did not catastrophize, like the world is ending, and today it's not, at least in the world of AI and therapy.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
A little scary because although it hasn't like fully replaced therapists,
Uh huh.
it is. It has become a substitute for people to not seek actual healing in human.
Yes.
And there are people who are harming themselves
Mm-hmm.
because of it.
That's a great point.
The research has now been showing like AI generated psychosis and hallucinations and how they can put people in that state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the like the average reading level of like Americans is like third to sixth grade. We're
Uh-huh.
like on the higher end, sixth grade,
Mm-hmm.
right? But most people are speaking, reading, writing, comprehension at a third grade level.
Yeah.
So AI, and shout out to Sabrina Whitaker because that's my homegirl here who is in that space. She's like a tech master guru, has been in the space for over a decade, and I mean young, right? But like she really is in this shit. And the last conversation we had, she was kind of sharing more about how, in a way, like the substitute has happened, but like if you're once again ignorant to like where AI is in the stage and all that it could do, it could seem very like, oh, it's just a large language model. Because I was that person just months ago. But what I've learned in months is like, wow, this has actually been a greater, heavier thing than I even put in mind. And then when you see people are harmed on the other side, I feel like that's the crazy thing because like my group of clients is like that 14 to 18. Like I have real deal with teenagers and I have young adults. And I got some grown folks too, but like the basis of my people are like young people.
Yeah.
So it's like when you then hear about how they're integrating it in their life and how they're using it and how dependent they're almost becoming on it. And it's like, y'all the future. Ooh, I'm
We
scared.
got some work to do.
Right?
I think.
Oh my God, y'all don't do
So
it.
you're speaking on a different. I think I was coming at it from the sense of occupation, like my occupation being threatened by AI, but we're talking about humanity at large, like the accessibility, the lack of monitoring, the impact of it going into a psychotic state.
Yeah.
Those, yes, I would definitely agree. I've heard of those things otherwise being very harmful. People, you know, um, I don't know what I can say, but just again,
Harming themselves in the process by being
in a permanent state, if you will, and that being more prevalent because of AI. And so having the discernment, and that's the big bridge of the lack of critical thinking, like actually questioning what AI is giving you. Does it make sense? Is it applicable? Are these things that otherwise I probably shouldn't? Let me filter this out. That is not happening. It is just digesting it all, assuming all things are true.
But most people, if we say at large, that are using AI or really kind of getting onto AI on the back end are less educated people.
Right.
So I think even them asking themselves, I have to ask it more questions, challenging the thought, is what they gave me right? Should I ask for them to cite this study? That doesn't even happen.
Correct. And that's the scary part.
You know?
Yes. Yes. Agreed. I think there's a lot of room for error with AI in that direction that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And two things can be true. Multiple things can be true. I think AI has a lot of, in the right hands, has a lot of potential for growth. Of course, ethically speaking, etc. And then you have, because it's so accessible to everyone, that it becomes a danger to people.
Yes.
And so that.
Sorry, Alex.
I
I love when he comes to
get so excited.
I'm like, is that my green truck? There she go.
That's so adorable. Pause for comedic relief.
No, maybe we can end this video because, like you said, we're not like AI experts, and these are just our thoughts. But maybe we can share questions we have for the people who are experts or could respond to this video in the comments. Or there's something else. Yeah, there's something else that's called, I don't know, maybe remix. I think when you can like be next to the video and interact with it. Stitching. There we go. I knew it was a word for it.
Shout out to the clock app. Okay.
Shout out to TikTok. So yeah, one of my biggest questions is, how do you train or teach the 7 to 10-year-olds, right? How do we present AI and teach them how to interact with it in a safe way? And what would we need to instill in, I should say, older teens, educating them as well, but what would we need to instill in them for them to understand the harm that AI can cause?
Potential for harm.
And how to not be like trained or raised, like how to detach themselves from it, that it doesn't become like a core just out of their head. Like, how do you create the balance? And I don't want to hear, don't give it to them. Because they got
give
a phone.
Them the autonomy, right? Like the phone. Anyways, that's a whole other subject that I feel very passionately about, as far as catching up to the ramifications of technology and how it is depleting younger minds in such a catastrophic way. These are going to be the new adults.
Yeah.
That are severely anxious. And I say this jokingly, but I tell people, based off of where we're at, I'm always have a job. It's scary. And, honestly, as a culturally competent therapist, I always bring into the conversation social media. It's such a part of our daily lives. It would be actually harmful if I did not bring that up as a form of relating to people, because of that very point of just how unmonitored, how accessible social media has been, how it has impacted people's self-image, the accessibility to them be self-critical. It's really something to take into consideration, and the weight of that. So I know AI is very much on that same trajectory. And so the questions, to your point, how do we, as the adults, facilitate a healthy integration of AI without them getting lost in the sauce and having study after study show that they no longer have the resiliency. Their neural pathways are fried much earlier on. You have a spike in depression and anxiety because of just how much access they have to things. Same thing with AI. If we're talking about self-harm at large, and this is preventable, how do we then equip and empower people to make decisions for themselves, to then relate to technology in a way that is helpful and not harmful?
If this is your work, if this is what you do, answer those questions for us, or like make a video. And somebody probably got a video.
Probably.
I know somebody got a video talking about
this.
Got to be, because I'm a little. I think something I learned early is that the more I was trying to keep my eyes closed to it and not allow it in my life, act like it doesn't exist or it doesn't matter, the more I did that, the more I'm actually putting myself behind and out of the loop in which my daughter's going to grow up in the world and be saying, I'm like,
I'm missing out on.
What's that? It's like, Mama's came out 2 years ago. Y'all been using this for 10 years to do what? Like, it's been everywhere. You know those commercials they play all the time telling you about it? It's just like, I shut my eyes when that comes on. It's just like, I can no longer be like choosing to not inform myself. So,
help us. Help you.
Right. Answer these goddamn questions.
We want to keep y'all in circulation and motion, because AI, again, when used appropriately, Can't be impactful, but just understanding.
Yeah, because
We gotta have somebody coming in there and be like, yo.
I'm on the paid version right now because I use it so much. Like, and it's helpful. Don't get me wrong, but it's the things that I'm using it for. Not to say my life isn't dependent on it, but I'm not using it for things in my life that are like crucial, that I truly need to consult with someone and get an answer. If I make this decision, shit can be okay. If I don't, it could be real.
If I don't have it right now, then I
You
can't
know,
make,
like
I don't trust myself, and again, it's just kind of diverting what we used to do as far as kind of overly depending on friends or family. It's now like I am overly dependent on AI, and so people aren't connecting as much because
what
they
you need
have
real
this,
people for.
and we get back to the conundrum that is.
Answer our questions, please. Until next time.